Hello, my name is Leonie and I'm from Germany. I currently study in Sweden my Masters of Production Material Engineering, and I'm here at Keio University for 1 month to do some research on my master thesis. My master thesis is about particle emissions from train brakes. So we're researching into how sliding speed and contact pressure affects the wear and friction and particle emission of one particular brake material. So we have a pin-on-disc tribometer set up in our laboratory back in Sweden. The pin is made from the brake pad material and the disc is made from the brake disc material. And there we test different combinations of sliding speed and pressure while having particle sampling instruments connected, so we can record the particle number concentration and the particle size distribution. And then from the same setup we also ran some tests with low pressure and low speed and high pressure and high speed and the alternative combinations with an impactor connected, where we collected particles on a quartz filter for offline analysis here in Japan in the Okuda lab. And the experiments that we're doing here is EDXR to determine the elemental composition of the particles, and then we also did cell exposure experiments to determine the particles' toxicity. This research is really important because in recent years concerning levels of PM2.5 and other particulate pollutants were recorded in subway stations, which by far exceeded the European Union limits and the World Health Organization recommendations, and the limits are also higher than in urban overground environments. So it's really important to determine whether this has adverse health effects on the commuters in the subway station, and therefore determining the particle toxicity here at Yagami campus is essential before we can make any recommendations, because back in Sweden we're looking at reducing the emissions, but the final conclusions whether this is in line with also reducing possible adverse health effects is only possible with doing further research with the cell exposure experiments. So this is the sample holder, and it has all of the other samples in it as well. And then it goes into the EDXRF machine, and the machine will detect characteristic secondary X-rays, and from that we can get the elemental composition of the metals present in the samples.
Today I'm going to tell you how to do cell exposure experiment.
Okay.
And now I finished the blank plate. We will need to wait for 24 hours. And tomorrow in the same time, let's go back to biology lab together to add WT1.
Okay, sounds good. I have been extremely warmly welcomed in this lab, and I think everybody's super nice and very helpful, and it's been a very interesting experience for me to take part in a different university system, because it is very much different on how master or bachelor programs are structured in Germany, where I'm from, or also the program I'm enrolled in Sweden. So this research here in the lab is very hands-on research based and not as theoretical as I know it from back home. And also I was able to learn a lot of new skills, because I come from an industrial engineering, mechanical engineering background, and have never touched on environmental chemistry. So learning something about the cell exposure experiments and all of the procedures in the lab was very helpful and very new to me, and I think it's really nice. I was fortunate enough to travel a little bit in Japan and explore the surroundings, and I've really liked the culture and the nature of all of the places I've experienced. I really like sushi, so the food is really good, and the people are just so hospitable and so friendly. And I also was very, very fortunate to be here during the cherry blossom season. So I saw all of the nice little flowers on the river, and also did a traditional Hanami picnic with some of the people from my share house. So I've really enjoyed my time here so far. With the experiments we're doing here, I'm in the last phase of my thesis, and I will graduate from Lund University with a Master of Science in the end of May. And after that, I will be looking into job opportunities where I can contribute to society and environmental positive impact in a meaningful way.